So sorry, comrades. Apparently, well, we checked it and it said that the internet is bad in the OC. So our internet is actually like it pooped out. Oh, great. Now you're back on. No, you're not. Our internet's not working. So I'm using my phones. So let me see if I can. Hi. Welcome to episode 2.5. Round two, let's go. Hey, Sarah. I'm gonna check with, nope, can't check anything because the internet's not on, but I'm back. Yeah, we're here. I just wanted to wrap up episode 2, otherwise it's going to bleed into the rest of the episode, so we need to wrap it up here. So let me turn off my fan because it's really loud. Yes, okay, so thank you for coming back to the end of episode 2. This is episode 2.5, the finishing of Beyond the Northern Wall. Of course it'd be Beyond the Northern Wall. Of course it'd be the set that's the most iconic and the pivotal moment of our entire history. So cockapoo. What was the last bloody thing I said? We were at E3. So while we're putting together the set for, none of you were, why are you here? What? While we're putting together the set for Beyond the Northern Wall, Caleb gets a gig of me and my sister and Matt and Caleb, all of us who are doing Beyond the Northern Wall. We go and we perform at E3 with Atlas at the Persona 4 booth. And I remember at that time, like, still working with Soulmate. Like, it was only 3 days, but I felt like it was crazy because we went from, like, our day was we went from all of E3 weekend straight into more rehearsals for Beyond the Northern Wall. And just mind you, that's the entire core. Everyone was coming from their day jobs and then coming to rehearsal at night and learning this way too complicated set, this way too intense set, and doing crazy costume changes and whatnot. And we didn't even know how it was going to go. Because again, we're not on the Masquerade halftime stage. We're at the community stage. This is their first year of doing the community stage at AX. No one knows what it's like. So we do the set, we run it, we did all of our voice acting for it. Side note, people didn't know. Like, this was our first time doing voice acting. Because if you're going to go full out, might as well go full out balls to the wall, right? So we've never done voice acting before. We've never done a full 40-minute show. We've never done cosplay. Let's just do it all. That's what me and Soulmate decided. So we were doing voice acting and I was recording on my computer because I did all the mixes. And what? Levi's voice is made by Andrew, our iconic actor. And it's like so not the voice we expected. And then we kind of just like grabbed everyone who was available. That's how I do most things. If you're available and you're around, I use you to do something. I'm gonna turn off my computer because why are you so bright right now? But like there are times where I needed voices and people weren't there. So little known fact, I am the voice of Professor Oak. I am the voice of Professor Oak. When somebody says, I'm Professor Oak, that's me. I blew away Jenna's mind with that. She was like, years later, she was like, you were the voice of Professor Oak? I was like, yeah, girl, like no one was around. And I'm also the voice of Pikachu. So Pikachu, when he's talking to Ash during Beyond the Northern Wall, that's me as well, also having some. But anyway, so we have this whole set together. And then we finally get a hold of AX, and AX says we're going to do the community stage, and we get our badges. So before we have our day where we perform, which was day 2, we performed day 2. Day 1, me, Sonali, and Jenna went as Survey Corporate, which was just us wearing our Attack on Titan Survey Corps jackets, and then we like dressed up nice because we wanted to, because we always like to dress up nice for things. And we went to survey the area, which is something we've done since then. Every time we have a performance, everything, we have a recon crew, and we go and do recon, so you know where everyone meets up. We know where our call time is. We know where we're gonna meet up. We know what the layout is of everything, and so we go to do a survey of the area, and we go see the community stage, and the community stage is like this big. This is how big the community stage is. And we look at it, we're like, we're not gonna fit. What do we do? So we go meet with the tech people, and tech at cons, are the unsung heroes of conventions. Anyone who works tech, anyone who works sound or lighting, they're the best human beings in the world. Our tech crew that year were people that we ended up working with for forever. And we talked to them, and so we did the sound check. Like, I had the music, I had the mix. We did our sound check way early than we were supposed to, just because we wanted to make sure. I was like, hey, I know there's no performances today, and we don't perform till tomorrow, but you guys are here, you're touching base with the thing, can I check with you? And they were like, well, we actually appreciate that a day in advance, so we're not like scrambling the day of. If things need to be changed, especially if a format needs to be changed, I need time to go home and, change the format of it. But we're looking at the stage and we're like, okay, we're not gonna fit. So then we were like, okay, would it be okay if we move the chairs and we just like free up that space in front of the stage and just move all those chairs back? And we're like, we'll do it ourselves. We don't need anyone to do it. We'll do it with our crew. And then we'll put all the chairs back when we're done. And so I touched base with our organizer, who's Tim Wyckoff at the time, and then with all of our runners and whatnot. They're like, you know what, that's fine. So me and Soulmate and Jenna are kind of a little stressed. We're like, you know what, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. There's not a lot of light, so the backstage of that area, like this is the first time they've done it. They didn't know that's where community stage was going to be, and so there's not lights back there. It's dark. It's so dark back there, and we're kind of pushed to the very back of Entertainment Hall. So Entertainment Hall isn't even the main hall. It's nowhere. It's next door to the main events hall, but it's like where they have the gaming and where they have the cosplay, the photo booths and whatnot. And we're at the very, very back. We're like, that's fine. We just needed a stage. So, and then here's the thing. We got called in, but there was no promotion. We weren't mentioned in the program. We weren't mentioned on the website. No one knew that we had a performance. No one knew. So we were like, okay, we're going to create our own promo material for it. So like NJ with all of her amazing graphic design, we did like a last minute photo shoot in the studio, and then we created flyers, and we're like, okay, here's what we're going to do to promote. We're going to be outside, or we're going to flyer outside. But in order to gather some attention, we're just going to dance. We're going to freestyle. And that's where the Pop Love freestyles were born. It was, we need to find a long enough set. So I said, you know what? I love this. I found this thing. It's called Pop Love by this DJ Robin Scoteris. We're like, perfect. We'll each take a song. So like that day, we all sat down. We listened to the set like maybe twice. And I'm like, hey, this song, you're going to take this song. Okay, this song, you're going to take that song. This song, you're going to take that song. And we didn't have high-tech materials. I had my DSLR, and I was the cameraman. No gimbal, no nothing. We're just out there. We're like, this is what we're going to do. The same day as the performance, only a couple hours before the performance, we're going to promote our very own performance. So we go out there, and we didn't plan any of that. We didn't know where we were going. We didn't know how that freestyle was going to travel. Nothing. So I'm there, and like you can hear in the beginning of the thing, I'm literally talking to everyone, and as I'm filming whoever's in front, I'm looking around for the next person. I'm like, where are you going to be at? Where are you going to be at? So when you look back and go back and watch the very first Pop Love freestyle of AX 2015, like that was serendipitous. It turned out perfect. Everything was just, the timing was perfect. None of it was planned. No one knew what they were doing, and everyone's freestyles were so on point. It was so good. And then we ended up in front of, West Hall. And outside of West Hall, and everyone was like, well, you didn't get to dance. I was like, okay, well, I'll play another song. So, we have our speaker, and then that's when Shut Up and Dance With Me played, and that's how we got the Shut Up and Dance with Hanji, was that they're like, we're having fun anyways, let's dance some more. And they're like, Kayla, you didn't get to dance. So I handed the camera over to my sister, and she's like, I'm gonna film you now. And that was all sporadic. The team just made a cipher circle. I danced, I started pulling people out, people joined in. My sister was like, oh, let's get in close for this shot, and I'm gonna, I'll film you guys from down. I'll film you guys from down here, and like that shot looks like a music video, and it was so much fun because it was so unexpected. And then, sweaty and gross, we all go back inside the entertainment hall, and we decide we're gonna do Beyond the Northern Wall, and let's go. So everyone's done, you guys. We are exhausted. We are done, and we go into Beyond the Northern Wall. And I remember when people were coming in, we start the set, and like me and Rostin as Hanji and Levi, we don't do much in the very beginning. And I remember people, I had to run around because Jenna's friend was filming us, and after we started the set and we started doing it, like the Free Boys started dancing, and I'm not in the Free Boys section So I remember like running around and checking with our camera guy during the performance. And I'm like, are you okay? Is everything okay? And he's like, yeah, I got everything in frame. And people are going by and they're like, is this a Free Boy show? And I remember lying and going, yeah, it's a whole Free Boy show. You guys should look at them. They look so good. Go watch them. And like, it's as the Free Boys are like unzipping their jackets, people are like, oh my gosh. So we're getting people to come watch the show. And Beyond the Northern Wall's happening. And we're doing it. And we're having so much fun doing it. And so many things are going wrong. You guys, so much is going wrong the entire performance. People's costume pieces are falling off. I lose the Pokedex at one point, and I remember I'm supposed to pick something up, and it's not supposed to be the thing I pick up. I pick up like Jupiter's staff, and I'm like, I'm not supposed to be holding this. And things are getting lost in the prop thing, and Adam and Bucket Hat Flyer halfway through Dragon Ball Z. So much is going on. Rawson throws a Dragon Ball at Adam, and I totally block it. And there's that moment, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. He was pissed. He had a perfect shot to throw the Dragon Ball at Adam. I block it. I go, I'm sorry. Adam was supposed to get hit by the Dragon Ball and fall down. He doesn't get hit by the Dragon Ball, so he just kind of like goes, and like falls down. You guys, it is a glorious, perfect mess. And by the time we get to closer, we are feeling it. We were like, we've gotten through this ridiculous show. It's a ridiculous show. It's so much fun. And we get through closer and everyone's feeling it. And then the 104th, we all grab hands and we jump up and we run through the crowd and we run through everyone and we run all the way down through Entertainment Hall. And so this is just my perspective of it. We're going down through Entertainment Hall and we make it halfway through and we like land in a pile. All of us are laughing and so exhausted and breathing so hard, like just falling on top of each other. And I realized I didn't change the playlist on my phone. Is playing it was playing the set. So we played the set through my phone, and then right after my phone on that playlist, it was Beyond the Northern Wall and it was Shut Up and Dance With Me. So that's why that started playing immediately. It wasn't planned, and I didn't tell them to stop playing after the set was done. So that started playing, and then the team of their own accord just started dancing. And they started, like Steve and Jason just started ciphering together. And then Matt, because he's a Disney worker, just starts pulling people on. He's like, come on, let's dance together. And so everyone starts pulling people to dance out. And then it becomes this amazing dance party. And we're out there in the middle of Entertainment Hall. We look back, there's so many people watching. We did not expect, like the seats were filled, and then halfway through the Entertainment Hall, people had stopped to watch us. And so we go back to go join them in this dance party. And as we're dancing, I remember looking over and I see Tim Wyckoff and a bunch of AX officials. They're watching and I wave at them. And then next to them is Lonnie Brown. Lonnie! Like, I think Matt pointed it out. Matt was like, Lonnie's here. And I go look and over by a pillow, there's Lonnie. And of course I run over and I'm like, Lonnie, why are you here? Like, why did you pay money to come and watch us? And he was like, Lonnie, if you were not following Lonnie Brown music, follow Lonnie Brown because he's the best. And he came to watch us at Beyond the Northern Wall. He was like, dude, that was dope. And I was like, dude, we don't even know what happened. And then I go, the dance party is still happening. Everyone is still dancing and having a good time. And I disappear and I go to talk to Tim Wyckoff. And he was like, that was so unexpected. That was so much fun to watch. And you guys have this huge crowd. Like, they got called over because we were a fire hazard. So many people were blocking the walkways because of a fire hazard, because they're stopping to watch this show. We don't even know what was going on over there. So he was like, this was amazing. This was great. Thank you guys for this performance. Thank you for working with this tiny stage. That was amazing. And so we were floored, you guys. It was something we didn't expect. We had so much fun. We were taking so many pictures afterwards, and like no one was on the community stage, so we just kind of stayed and hung out with congoers and like met some of these great comrades that we've known now for years. And we took our group picture, which is the great iconic picture of Beyond the Northern Wall, and we cleaned up as a group. You know, we all went back, and the backstage looked hit. Like, there's costumes freaking everywhere, just thrown willy-nilly. And we put the chairs back and we gathered together, and it was so great. And I remember feeling so great because our last rehearsal before AX was at Snow Globe Perspective. We actually didn't have our good old, Elevation Studios. We were at Snow Globe Perspective, and we rehearsed that night. And That's one of the pictures. It's me dressed as Hanji, and I have my camera, and I'm taking a picture, and everyone's just behind me in the mirror. And during our last run through, we're like, we don't know what's gonna happen. It doesn't matter what happens. We put so much effort, a ridiculous amount of effort into this show. So when we take this to AX, it is what it is, you guys. And that was our last run through, and then actually performing it at AX was completely beyond. Like to say that we went beyond the Northern Wall in the most epic way was so true to what it was. I can't even explain fully what Beyond the Northern Wall is, because it was so much more than it was supposed to be. And everything, when you watch those videos from that year of AX, none of that was planned. All of that was spur of the moment, last minute, like everyone coming together and being like, you know what, we are a dance company that is going to do a cosplay set. We're kind of insane. This is what it is. And so that was the end of, no, that wasn't the end, because we thought that was the end. We thought AX was the last time we were going to perform Beyond the Northern Wall. And then we got contacted by Anime California. This is now, AX is done. We've done it. We performed it. We're so hype. We're great. Then Anime California, Allison Meyer hits us up, me and Sonali up, and goes, hey, we would love for you guys to perform for a Masquerade halftime for Anime California in Anaheim. We're not going to say no. We're not going to say no to this. We are so excited. This is another con. It's not AX. It's something else, even if it's a small con like Anime California, which ended up being so much fun. So we were like, we reached out to the team. We're like, we know we thought we were done, but AX wants us to redo Beyond the Northern Wall for Anime California, which was, I think, at the end of August. It was in the August time. And the team was like, let's do this. But not everyone was available again because people weren't planning on it. And so we rearranged. That's when James was Armin. Pika Dude, our Pika Dude, love Pika Dude. James ended up being Armin, which reflects why James was Armin's nobody in the Into the Kingdom set. We'll get to that. But James played Armin. And then we didn't have a Pika Dude. We didn't have a Pikachu. So then Andrew came in as Pikachu. Why is Andrew? Andrew just comes in clutch all the time. And we rearranged some of the characters, and we performed again at Anime California. And I remember we were going to Anime California, and that day was, again, not everyone could make it through the whole day. So we just kind of did these random freestyle videos. That's the first time we met Nerd Reactor, and we did random lip syncing videos for Nerd Reactor. And then that night when we were prepping backstage for Beyond the Northern Wall, I took some pictures. I had a selfie stick, and I was really excited about my selfie stick as Hanji. And I went around taking pictures with everyone. And then we were getting ready to go on stage to perform Beyond the Northern Wall for the second time. And me and the 104th and Levi, we have to start the set away from everyone else. Everyone else starts backstage, and we start in the crowd. And in the crowd, there was all the people, all these chairs, and then there's the middle aisle that's open. And then there's another middle aisle here, and then more chairs in the back. And all the chairs are filled for Anime California, which was really great. And we're in this crossroads section, and we're crouching down waiting. And I remember in the video, you could hear it in the video, someone goes, is that the Survey Corps? And we look over and they go, hey. And we say, hey. And they're like, are you guys the Survey Corps dance crew? We went, yeah. And they said, oh my God, I love you guys. And we went, thanks. We really love you too. And then we're just now having a conversation with this random con goer. And then the set starts and we go, oh my God, sorry. And she's like, no, you have to go dance a performance. So we ran on stage and we did the performance. And that performance was insane because Lotus, if you know, Lotus was supposed to be Metapod. And at AX, Rio made a Metapod outfit for Lotus. And then Sin, his papa, held him up when Hanji holds up the Pokedex. Well, during that performance, it was late at night as opposed to in the afternoon. And Lotus had fallen asleep. So last second, Sin shoves the Metapod hat on his head. And he wails on stage and is just laying there, face planking on stage to be Metapod. And I remember not expecting that. So when I go down, I laugh because I'm like, what? What am I looking at right now? And it was Sin. And then another thing that happened at this performance was Steve during tech forgot his jacket for Naruto. So I said, when you get to the Dragon Ball Z section, you need to make sure that you have your cloak, your Hokage cloak that I made you, in the prop box in the back. And he goes, okay, I'm going to make sure I have it. So he secures that. He forgets to secure the blue bouncy ball that's supposed to be Goku's Kamehameha. So he forgets to put that in there. So the moment's coming, you know, and Matt is going Kame, and then there's a whole line behind him, and Steve is supposed to grab the ball, pass it along the line, and hand it to Matt so then he can do Kamehameha, the bouncy ball thing. We're watching on the side. Steve is not doing anything. Everyone in the line is looking back and going, dude, like what? And he realizes too late. He's like, oh my gosh, it's not back here, guys. I don't know. So it's like a roll off of shrugs, shrugs, shrugs. Matt's still waiting. And all of us on the side like, oh my God. When Matt realizes there's no ball, he's like, okay. And all of us on the side are like, you know what? Matt's a tricker. He's got so many tricks. When the Kamehameha blast happens and everyone, you know, runs off stage, he's just going to do a cool trick. So the moment happens, he goes, ha! He doesn't do anything. He aggressively high fives the audience and then stomps and then walks off stage. And all of us went, oh. I mean, yeah. It's so good. So that was Beyond the Northern Wall at AX. And after that performance, I don't know why we did this, but we all went to the parking structure next door, to the rooftop of the parking structure, which is just like 2 stories. We all went out there to take pictures. I don't remember taking pictures, first of all. I remember filming us going out there, and I remember playing Ninja on the roof. And that's about it. I don't know if we did anything else out there, but I remember playing Ninja on the roof with Steve. And Ninja is you go each knee sunshine, then you hit a pose, and then you get one move to try to like knock the other person's hand off. And if you tag the other person's hand, they lose that hand. It's a game we played at UB that year for Funk Set, and we were notorious for playing it because we played it with our swords, and that's all we did. Everyone wanted to like join in on our game, which we let them. So everyone was playing like an epic game of Ninja at UB. So we're obsessed with this game. So I remember we were on this rooftop. Don't know why we're there. Don't know why I told everyone to go there. Clearly wasn't doing my job as a director and instructing anyone to do anything. But I remember being up there and me and Steve were playing. I'm so bad at Ninja. Guys, I'm the slowest person. Everyone knows on court, I drive so slow. I move slow in general. And Steve was like, we're going to play Ninja. But if I win this Ninja, I get the team. I become director. And I said, no. And he's like, how about I do this? I take my one hand away and one leg away. So I got one hand and one leg. You get both your hands and both your legs. And we're going to play Ninja. And if I win, I get the team. I said, yeah, I got this. I got 2 hands. You guys, I lost. I had both hands and both legs. And he chopped off all 4 of them. And then that's when Steve was like, oh, and I was like, you know what? I mean, he's the director now. Like, crap. I screwed that up. I'm so bad. So that's where the joke of Steve becoming director came from. And then that was the end of Beyond the Northern Wall. And we had so much fun. And it was probably one of the best performances or best sets we've ever done together. Thank you. One note I will say that will come into next episode. So I'm finally going to wrap up this episode. Thank you guys for powering through in those technical difficulties. But that will come into next episode and played in here. When we were putting together Beyond the Northern Wall, there's this joke that's on core that Rustin doesn't listen to me. Well, he did once, and it was bad. We were doing the fan fiction section. So we were doing the choreo for the fan fiction section. Soulmate remembers this. And he put me in the dip and we finished that. Now I'm talking the team through the Muck moment, through the iconic Dear Sister moment when Muck touches Levi and everything goes haywire. Now we finished the moment, like we finished fan fiction and I'm in the dip. And now I'm talking in the studio to the team. And I'm like, I literally go, I'm still being held in the dip by Rostin. And I'm like, okay, so this is what happens now. What's going to happen is, before we do it, is that Levi is going to drop Hanji. And then And then I don't get through the rest of it because all Rostin heard was Levi drop Hanji. So I have no leverage. He just lets go. I slam into the floor. You hear me, my full back just like a plank slams into the floor. The air knocks out. It's like a goog. And everyone goes, ooh. And I'm just like, because there's no air. And of course, Soulmate is the first one to come running over. Everyone runs over. Rostin's just standing, not leaning down to check if I'm okay. He's just standing over. And Soulmate yells at him. She's like, why did you do that? And he goes, she told me to drop her. And they're like, no. She was talking through it. And that was the last time Rostin ever listened to me. So maybe he doesn't listen to me now or in the future at rehearsals, because the one time he did listen, he was wrong. So I don't know. That's like on him. But that was like the last of the stories of Beyond the Northern Wall. So wrapping that all up, we have just finished that full year of 2014 into 2015 season. Beyond the Northern Wall has happened. It has been a wild success, something way bigger than we thought. And it opens the doors to a whole slew of things, which first and foremost is the door into us turning from the Survey Corps dance crew into the Corps dance crew. So that's where we're going to end the episode today. We have ended, this is the end of the era for the Survey Corps. And we are going to start next week, Wednesday at 6, hopefully with no more technical difficulties. We are going to start into the era that will be the Corps dance crew and beyond. So the name change, the logo change, everything will happen from this point on. And so that is the end of episode 2.5 of Beyond the Northern Wall. My name is Kayla Malari, and if you haven't pre-ordered your Corps logo hat yet, please do so. Go onto our website, thecorpsdancecrew.com. It is awesome. It is in collaboration with Arsenic and Cyanide. Yes, if you have already got it, awesome. If not, tell your friends, tell your folks. It is an awesome hat. The logo is acrylic. It's on the side so that you can put your pins or anything else you need on the other side. So make sure all proceeds go back to Corps to help Corps do more of the performances that we do. Because if you don't know, Corps is not financially viable. People want us to travel around and perform all the time, but it is literally, quite honestly, for the love of the art and the nerd in our heart that we do what we do. So thank you guys for being here with me this week on Beyond the Northern Wall. I will fix all these technical difficulties for next time, and now I gotta eat. My Thai tea has melted. I gotta go eat dinner. Thank you all. Hands out. Sotomato on 3. 1, 2, 3. Sotomato from my heart to yours. Peace out. Have a great Wednesday. Whoo doggy. How do you close this? Okay. You know what? There we go. Bye.